Ooredoo is the main sponsor for this tournament. This is QCA T10 Ramadan Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone in and around Asian Town, you should come in and watch this game under lights. This time it was very well bowled. Keeper is not keeping the balls. At this level, he should be able to take those balls in his gloves. The bowler takes some advices from his captain. 7 without loss in the first over. We still have 2 balls to go. There should be one more contest here. This is the 4th match of the tournament. Remind you guys, every team has won batting first. They were Nasir again. It's very well bowled this time, very well bowled. No room for a batsman whatsoever. He wanted to cut this hard, but the pace of the ball didn't let him do that. 8.4 is the run rate currently. We have one ball still remaining. Alongside me is Nikhil.
Good evening, Chandar. Star CC winning the toss and not surprisingly electing to bat first. That's been pretty much a habit in this tournament. After the completion of the first over, 7 runs on the board. This has been a sedate start here by Star CC. Remember, they're playing against the Park Afghan. Early in the day, the Gladiators winning their fixture. Gopal Kumar and Qasim opening the innings here for Star. Can they start for them tonight on this not so starry night here in Doha? But otherwise, it's been windy and we've had a good contest earlier in the day. Nasir Ahmed bowled a very tidy first over. What's it with teams winning the toss and batting first, Chandar?
Well, I think it's the same strategy. You put some runs on the board and you try to limit the opponents later. It all depends on your bowling. If you're able to score those 90 odd runs, 90 plus odd runs, you are likely to win this contest because the ball doesn't come to the bat in the second innings. Here we are, Nasir again. This is the second over. This has been slashed hard. It's up and above. We're still waiting for the umpire's decision. Was slashed very hard, the uppercut we call it. And it's been signaled a 6. Wonderful start to this over for the Stars.
Oh, that was just helped over. The third man reached. The fielder was there, but there was enough bat on that and enough power as well to sail through the ropes. So intent shown here by Star CC at the moment. They'll not miss out on the scoring opportunities. That was short and wide by Nasir. And the batter capitalized. Qasim there with that 6. He gets off the mark in typical Sehwag style.
Nasir is under pressure now. This time, wonderful comeback, although it's a wide ball. Wide signal by umpire. Was completely missed by the batsman. Keeper had to do a job to collect that ball. Mind you, this is the power play. We have 3 overs of mandatory power play that will be bowled in this innings. This one has been cut and beyond the fielder for 4. That's one more boundary in this over.
This is very good aggressive cricket shown here by Star CC. They want to get off with a brisk start and they're making it count. Once again, just trying to use the pace this time. He realized he was not too close to cut and that's why just glided that down towards backward point. The placement this time around needs mention. We talk about carnage, Chandar. It's the class also sometimes in the T10 format that actually stands out.
Absolutely, it is the way the batsman guides the balls in the gaps, and that's what exactly he did. This time slashed wide outside the off stump. No hesitation by the umpire to stretch his arms.
There's movement, which is very encouraging if you're a new ball bowler, but if you cannot control it, then it's going to really hurt your rhythm. And at the moment, in 2 deliveries bowled, he's already conceded 12 runs, Nasir. He's under pressure. He's conceded a 6 of the first ball, a wide, then a 4 of the second ball, and a wide again.
He needs to come back strong. That's how he comes back, but one more wide. Pressure is mounting on him. He has reduced his pace, but the swing of the ball sent it down the wide line. One more single added to the total. We are already at 20 for no loss in 1.2 overs. Mikhail, what do you think?
What
do you
start.
reckon is the target?
What a start. If I'm sitting in the dugout of Star CC, I'll be very comfortable at the moment. I have won the toss. We've batted first. And in only the second over, again, it's the control that's missing here for Nasir. He's struggling. Pressure is piling on him. This is going to be a very long over. You can call for your dinner as well, looks like, because this does not seem to be ending at the moment. Already 6 balls bowled, but only 2 legal deliveries in it.
Remember, this is the T10 tournament organized by QCA, and all the young talent is under radar. If you bowl like that, sorry gentlemen, you're not going far from here. You need to prove your skills. You are the opening bowler of Afghan Cricket Club.
Played towards the square leg region. Much better line, much better length. This is what Nasir should be targeting. He needs to keep it simple. Just reminding the umpire, reminding the bowler not to run in the danger area. After the follow through, he's just maybe running into the danger zone, and that's why he'll need to just keep away and stay away. Shifting sides here, coming around the wicket, Nasir, to the left-handed batter. And also, Chandra, when you have a left-right combination, more often than not, it does disturb a bowler's rhythm. We've seen some of the best struggle to find that line.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when the pressure comes up, you change the sides. This is what exactly Nasir has done. This one was bowled fuller. And batsmen ready to take 2 runs, and they have completed a double there.
2 leg byes, this time going down leg. That's been the problem for Nasir, and it has added to the woes for Pak Afghan as well. In only 9 deliveries, Star CC have raced to 22 with 10 wickets intact. This is the flying start. Make that 2 more after that leg byes, 24. Four more this time around. Runs coming thick and fast over here. They're on a highway in cruise control mode, Star CC. And Nasir is feeling the pressure as well. This time a full delivery bowled on the pads with fine leg up. It was a gift on offer, and the batter says thank you very much.
How does a bowler change his line and length when he gets hit for boundaries, when he bowls wides, and lots of them actually? And this one is not the exact ball he bowled the first one. He's changed his run up, he's changed his bowling side. This one was bowled well. He's appealed, but it's going down the leg side. He's already conceded 19, which makes this 20 runs.
22 runs, Chandar conceded. This is the playing 11. Gopu Kumar has begun well with Qasim, the 2 openers. Joman, the captain, he'll come in next. Munez, Ahmed, Shafi, Feroz Feru as well. Azruddin Ajju, Fahim Ashar, Fayas, Abdul Hutas Sifan, Litin Tankachan, and Khalid Ahmed comprised of the playing 11. A lot of depth in this playing 11. And we'll also take a look at Pak Afghan CC.
Well, that's what I said. This team consists of big hitters. Zakim Khan at the top, Rahim Gul at the top. These guys are very, very strong. And the middle order with the wicket keeper. They're really, really good for hitting runs. We'll have to wait and watch once the target is set. Right now, we go into next over, which is the 3rd over.
Driven handsomely towards covers. Shot of the evening. That's why left-handers are so elegant when they play the cover drive, and when they pierce the gaps, they are so good on the eyes. And this one quite literally caught everyone's attention. Fuller this time and driven handsomely through covers.
The timing was the key there. Wonderful timing. One step out and then he made it to the boundary. Next ball. That's been left to the keeper, but that's a wide signal by umpire. Runs coming in whatever form, whatever shape. Star Cricket Club will be very, very happy. Nasir Ahmed bowling his second over. He's already conceded 11 so far. So 2 overs will be bowled by one bowler in this format of the game. We're only talking about 10 overs game.
Quicker this time, in no position over there to play the pull or defended in 2 mans. Gopakumar and Qasim have added 34 runs in 13 deliveries. This has been a very good partnership. They've just put the pressure on the bowling side at the moment. This is Ooredoo Presents QCA Ramadan T10 powered by Elite Sports. Match number 4, day 2. There's so much cricket lined up in the coming days.
There's a big appeal. There's a big appeal on this ball, but bowler at the back of his mind knows there was no bat involved. Well kept by the keeper there. Good pace generated by Nasir. He is now coming back. It's a very, very good comeback. First ball went for a boundary, then a wide, and then 2 dot balls. That's some good comeback. Nasir one more time to bowl to Gopakumar. The left-hander. Appeal once again. This time it's a chance of a run out. Both the batsmen running to the same end. And the ball going to the boundary line. That's by runs, but then overthrow is a 4.
5 runs there. I'll tell you what, both these batters can get themselves a lottery. Both on one side of the wicket, and the ball goes for an overthrow that goes 4-4 as well. So 5 runs awarded to the batter. And I'll tell you what, they're living a charmed life in the middle at the moment, Star CC. Gopakumar and Qasim, so lucky to still be there in the middle. Both stranded at one end, and the throw being wayward goes for an overthrow, ends up being a 4. And Star CC in the dugout will be saying, let's get ourselves a lottery this evening.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't you think Afghan bowlers are doing too much? This is one more wide down the leg side. So what I was saying is they're doing too much actually. They're doing extra efforts to bowl those balls on the stumps. What they should target is stopping leaking of runs.
By far this looks the best power play over. Power play stint rather for any team so far in this cup. 39 for no loss in the 3rd over. Gopakumar and Qasim are making hay at the moment. Oh, gets an under edge, and this time it goes towards the 3rd man region. It's too quick. The ball was travelling, had enough legs to go for a 4. Once again, runs coming thick and fast over here. Boundaries, 6s, extras. And at the moment, Star CC are racing to that 50-run mark.
And to add to that, the overthrows in the last ball. This has added to their woes. And guess what? This is actually the best power play stage we have seen in last 2 days till now. 43 without loss. 2.5 overs being bowled. 15.18 is the current run rate. This is huge. This is huge. This is just the pressure on the bowlers. I guess the captain should think of some spin after this.
Down the leg, one down the, and been given wide as well. The bowlers are struggling. They're not been able to find the lines this evening. And in the process, Star CC electing to bat first have raced to 44 in only 17 deliveries. One of the finest starts in the power plays we've seen in the tournament so far. And it comes from the bats of Gopakumar and Qasim, helped by some very ordinary fielding and bowling as well. Much better this time, back of the length, angling it away from the left-handed batter to end what's been another lengthy and costly over here for Pak Afghan. Only 21 runs coming off the bat, and the remaining 23 runs wonder from where, overthrows and extras. 44 and 18. And you wonder, seeing this partnership, where have the remaining runs come from, Chandar?
Those are all extras, and this is one of the best partnerships we have seen in this tournament so far. 44 runs of just 3 overs, the first 3 overs. As I said, the bowlers were doing too much. They were trying to take wickets, but lost their tracks, lost their line and length. Nasir Ahmed bowled a very, very costly over. And as I said, one medium pacer has been introduced now. He will be in the form of Shoaib. And there is a change of the field because of the end of the power play. 44 without loss, Star Cricket Club. This is some batting. We'll have to wait and watch how they capitalize on this wonderful start. Shoaib coming to ball. Has driven back to the bowler. No runs. I think the key here is to save your wickets, to keep the wickets, Mikhail, and then to capitalize on what the start has been given by the top batsman in the power play.
I'll tell you what, by getting 44 for no loss, the foundation has been laid now by the openers. They have the license to play big. That was quick and fast, in no position to play that shot. Once again, just trying to steer it down third man. Shoaib generating good pace, and he's getting the right angles and channels as well at the moment. And just coming back to your point, Chandar, if I'm the batter to follow, I have the license and liberty to play a very free-flowing brand of cricket. That's because the runs are already on the board. I don't need to rebuild. I don't need to keep wickets. I can just go and attack.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is what they should be looking at, aiming at. This has been slashed hard through the backward point for 4.
Well, talk about attack, and that's exactly what's happened. Little bit of room outside off stump, and that's cut away handsomely, let me tell you that. He's just bisected the fielders. He's actually
wonderfully done. This was timing at its best. And 4 more runs added to the total. And as we said, they have all the license in the world to go full Monty. Let's bowl him. This one is completely missed by Qasim. He was playing a good game of cricket there, along with his opening partner, Gopakumar. But this one is completely missed. He missed the line of the ball. It remained low. And his off stump was shattered. A good sight for a bowler. Star Cricket lose their first wicket. It is 48 for 1 after 3.4.
much needed breakthrough. Just at the brink of getting to 50 is when they lose their first wicket. Qasim has to depart, but they've hurt and they've actually damaged what I would say is right now the hopes of Afghan. You could just see the body language. They need to regroup themselves, come into that huddle once again, and just tell them we need to get back strongly now. Qasim 15 of 8 was looking good, but just found it difficult to adjust to the pace of Shoaib at the moment. But the hard work and the foundation has been laid by Qasim and Gopakumar. A very fine opening partnership of 48 runs between them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Fairoz comes to the middle and joins Gopakumar, who is already playing on 10 from 14. Afghan will take that wicket in their kitty. They have worked hard to get that breakthrough, although many runs were scored in the form of boundaries, in the form of extras, in the form of overthrows. Good over this. Couple of dot balls, a boundary and a wicket. Next ball. This one has been hit hard. Very well fielded, but then the ball's gone past the boundary line for 4.
Desperate attempt at the ropes, but the ball wins the race. Once again chipped over the infield over there, no protection at all. The fielder tried to come around it, but in the end the ball got the better of him. Never easy to get down for a frame like that Ahmed has. But the 50 up in the 4th over, and what a start this has been.
This one has been slashed, this one has been driven. Onside. No, one single only scored.
Once again, runs have been coming very easy over here. 53 on the board after the completion of 4 overs. One success here for Shoaib, getting the first wicket in the form of Qasim. Nevertheless, another fine over here for the batting side. 9 runs coming off it. 4 gone. It's 53 for 1. And I'll tell you what, by far, Star CC looked the best team to score the highest total in this particular tournament so far. That's because of the kind of start they've got. 10 and 15 for the openers, but they stitched together 48 for the first wicket courtesy. Some overthrows and extras. And after that, Feroz has come in and looked good as well, as he's played second fiddle to Gopakumar.
53 for 1 after 4 overs. Run rate right now is 13. Salim comes to bowl his first over. This one has been missed completely by the batsman. Wonderful ball to start the over. This is what they require at this time. At this phase of the game, when we head in the midway stage, they should be looking at dots, they should be looking at wickets. Stars are already 53. And this looks to me that a big score is on the cards. Salim once again. This time it's been hit high, very high. And handsome as well. It's a 6. It's a 6. The batsman came down the track. The ball was there for the taking. 6 runs added to the total. It was never going to be caught by the fielder there. The two batsmen are having a ball of a game there. This one is tucked on the pads. Keeper sending it through, a single taken.
At the moment, it looks very easy for the batting side. They have made it count in the middle. They've made full use of the power play. They have hit some power hits as well in the middle. And they've raced to 60 in only the 5th over. And that's why I tell you, in more often than not, in a shorter contest like this, your start often decides their end as well. And they're off to a flying start here, Star CC. Nicely bowled back of the length. Just keeping the batter inside the crease. But that's not a bad idea to rotate the strike. They've already got a huge home run in the second delivery earlier.
Singles are very, very important in any game, in any format, be it T10, T20, one day or a test. So this is what exactly the batsman is doing right now. Feroz is already 11 of 5 balls. He'll be facing the next delivery. This time slashed hard outside the off stump, but missing it completely. The ball goes to the gloves of the keeper. It was a very, very wonderful ball that was dug hard into the ground. 4.5 overs, we're 61 for the loss of 1 wicket. 12.6 is the run rate. This one has been cut, but not cut for runs. Salim doing a good job for his team there. End of 5 overs. We are 61 for 1. Joining us in the commentary box is Devinder and Raza.
$61 for 1 after 5 overs. Can they get to 120 from here? Here on. Kumar is betting on 11 of 15, 11 of 7 from Farooz. 2 batters in at the moment. This has been great effort so far in the betting department. Raja?
Yeah, I think it's been an excellent start so far by Star CC. They've cut loose right from the word go. And this time it was a touch short. He's played it away straight to the fine leg though. They will go through for a single. Yes, Devinder, it's been one heck of a start. And I'm sure they're eyeing a target somewhere around that 120, maybe 125 mark.
That's going to be a huge total. Looking at so far what has transpired in the competition, getting to 109 on the opening day of the competition, and then 92 was defended today. This is a different surface altogether. It's the same surface they're playing on, but the behavioral pattern has changed a bit.
I think Afghan bowlers, remember, generate a bit of pace. And the Stars 11 batsmen have probably made some use of that, and this time a mistimed shot goes straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. Will settle for a single only. So yeah, I think the pace has been the main difference in this game. The ball has come onto the bat, and there have been some masterful stroke play as well, I would say, from the Stars CC batsmen, taking no credit away from that. But it's good that we are in for a high-scoring game here, finally. And this time it's completely mistimed, that ball, but it flies over the inner circle, and yet another boundary. It's the pace I was talking about. When you don't get it right, you can leak runs, and that's exactly what happened there.
Getting the tennis ball bounce, looking to heave the ball through the onside, getting the top edge, and once it clears the keeper, it always travels to the boundary. It's gone for four lucky runs here. Continuing to propel ahead in this contest, 63 for 1. It becomes 67 for 1.
There are some serious strikers waiting in the wing from Afghan team as well. Comes, and it was onto his legs. He's helped that on its way, and the fielder is running across. He won't be able to cut it off, so yet another boundary. I think it was a slower ball there, but nicely negotiated. Not trying to hit that ball too hard, just timing it, making sure he gets the placement right. And 4 more to Stars 11. They are really beginning to switch gears now.
Kept his shape in production of that shot, kept it away from that fielder. Excellent effort, great commitment from him, but couldn't stop from stopping that ball from travelling to the boundary. Goes down the track, he's beaten, a little bit of extra bounce.
Yeah, good reply there, an ideal reply from a fast bowler, being hit for a 4, and then a bit of sweet chin music, as they call it.
They've been successful the other day with these short pitch deliveries, but this has been great response from the batting unit so far. This time he gets the top edge, the ball flies over the top of the fine leg and away to the boundary. They got the fielder in there and can't stop that ball from travelling to the boundary. It's gone for 4. Another streaky boundary.
Yeah, comedy of errors, poor cricket all around. It was a mistimed shot, 2 fielders converging, and there was nobody calling really, and that's what they would tell you in schoolboy cricket, the coaches that is. Just make a call loud and clear. Lack of transparency, and yet another boundary to Star CC, who are in control, in the driver's seat at the moment, that's for sure.
They've been able to keep the momentum as well, even through the middle stage of the innings. Runs coming thick and fast, 75 for 1. And plenty of big towers in this.
Yeah, I like the way it's been so consistent, this Manhattan. You know, they have made sure they never lose the momentum. They've been on the attack from the word go and have been able to maintain that consistency with the run rate, which is so rare. We've seen in this tournament teams doing well in patterns, but this, for a change, has been a complete domination from Stars 11.
Stroke making has been brilliant. Cultural shot and some agricultural shot as well, getting the top edges, still getting the boundaries, but intent is clear. Swinging it for everything coming at them. From round the wicket, it doesn't change its fortune. The ball will travel towards the boundary, away towards the extra cover for a couple of runs.
Although Afghan seems to have the pace battery that they would have liked at the beginning of this tournament, but I haven't really seen any spin to win there, and spin, as we have seen, plays such a crucial role, especially in T10 cricket. You know, it helps people put the brakes on and slow down the run rate, particularly a leg spinner.
Well, they tried everything with the fast bowling. They bowled full-length deliveries like this as well, and also bowled short pitch deliveries, but whenever they pitched up, some good strokes played, but of short deliveries, they got lucky. The batters got a few top edges, got boundaries in between.
We've seen a couple of helicopter shots coming out as well, Devinder. Taking a leaf out of the great MS Dhoni's book there.
Looking to restructure the field there, asking the fielder at the cover region to go slightly square. And there is a man at the mid-off inside the circle as well. Got the man on the boundary at the long-off position, 2 men in that region. This time,
Yeah, nicely bowled. Completely bamboozled him with that delivery. Slower in pace, and that's what we were talking about. The need to slow down the pace a little bit.
purpose is to deceive the timing, the bat flow of the batter, taking the pace of the ball. This time, it's a low full toss. It's been worked away and knocked it down the ground for a single. It's going great for the Stars. 780 for 1. Stroking the ball at the rate of 12 runs per over.
I like the way Aziz has slowed down the pace in the last couple of deliveries. He seems to be coming to terms with the blueprint in this type of cricket. Pitching it full, slowing it down, just asking the batsman to generate all the pace.
Earlier in different formats, in one day in Test match cricket, bowlers used to, this time he works the ball through the onside, will take a single. Bowlers used to think about that aspect of bowling good line in length and creating opportunities by having fielders in the slip position or in catching positions. Things have changed after the introduction of T20 cricket and then T10. More of the bowlers in 4 or out of 6 deliveries, they bowl slower deliveries. Also the stroke making, hits through the extra cover, lofted extra cover drives. Also the Dilly scoop.
Absolutely, and this time he tries to use his fade, but the pace wasn't quite there. Trying to muscle that ball through the onside. The intention was right, execution not quite right.
Gorgeous looking. Asian Town Cricket Stadium is hosting the Ooredoo sponsored QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022. Match number 4, day number 2. Park Afghans. Bowlers spraying around the ball, not quite sticking to the guns, hitting the area. They got the raw talent in there. There is pace, but they couldn't find the areas consistently to challenge the batters.
Yeah, you see that big expensive over by Nasir, 20 runs, and once you bowl an over like that, you're allowing the opposition team to build that momentum, taking the pressure off them, and then you've lost the early advantage. It's first blood to the batsman.
Salim from the far end comes into bowl to right and better. This time he goes over the top and straight down the ground. Chase for the fielder, comes across and does well. And the batters will think about going back for the second, throw it slightly wild there. He's going with the feel towards the striker end. The umpire might not entertain him.
Devinder, we were talking about the number of run-outs in this game. There was another one on the cards right there. Luckily for Stars 11, they avoided that one. But if that had been another run-out, it would have probably gone towards one of the predictions we made yesterday in terms of having the highest number of run-outs in this tournament.
Firuz waits. This time he goes down the ground. 1 bounce, 2 bounce to the fielder there. On the boundary there is a fumble. The batters will think about going back for the second. Eventually settling for a single, little bit of hesitancy.
It's been a good passage of play for Park Afghans in the last 2 overs or so. Not many boundaries have come. There have been singles and doubles. Having said that, though, Stars 11 would be quite happy with 85 for 1 at this stage. They are on their way to reach that power score. Most teams batting first.
Fine leg up in the circle. Man at the square position on the boundary. Mid-wicket is also coming inside the 30-yard circle. Man at the long-on position, long off. Man at the sweeper on the offside. Interestingly, they got deep square in position, but mid-wicket is back in the circle. comes in, bowls to right, left and better, this time trying to hit the ball through the onside. Was there a top ace? Not quite. Taken by the keeper.
Gopal Kumar, he's played well so far, 25, but he's beginning to slow down a little bit. And this is where he needs to think about something different.
We're talking about reaching 120, 125. Heaved away on the onside, and it's gone over the boundary ropes for a 6.
Well, he started to cut loose now. He was in his zone. He enjoys playing on that onside area, just covering the line of that ball and then giving it the good old kitchen sink. It wasn't quite high enough, but certainly goes far enough, and half a dozen it is.
Can they reach 220? 91 for 1. Boundary has already been struck in this over. Works the ball through the onside. Not a convincing stroke.
Well, a similar delivery, Devinder, and I thought it was there to be hit, but probably moving too far across the offside and cramping himself room.
Also slightly slower ball. Not quite adjusting, not quite getting the timing. Goes down the track. This time he hits it straight down the ground. That is a superb shot. That's gone all the way for a 6. A handsome 6 down the ground from Firuz.
Pick the bones out of that one, sir. Fantastic shot. He's used his feet and given it everything it had. Great extension of the arms and right over the boundary for yet another half a dozen, 6 more.
98 for 1. 8 overs gone. 12 legitimate deliveries to go in this contest. A partnership 50 of just 26 deliveries. 27 of 16 from Firuz, and contribution coming in from Gopal Kumar, 32 of 24.
And this innings is already heading towards the highest total in this tournament. Remember, the highest total in this tournament is 109. Good sportsman spirit being shown by Salim, just giving a high five to the non-striker. And that's really good to see. You've got to play in the right spirit. It's competitive, yes, but remember, it's a gentleman's game, cricket, and it has to be played in the right kind of spirit.
Two batsmen, right and left hand batter, different scoring areas. For left-hander, through the score of the wicket on the onside. For the right-hander, straight down the ground. Goes again, this time slices it over the top of the backward point and down to the boundary for 4. Excellent understanding about the positioning of the fielder. Just tried to get it over the top and was successful in getting the connection, getting it over the top of the backward point and down to the boundary for 4.
Gentle elegance, that's what I would call it. Hardly seemed to have hit it. It was a full toss, all right, outside the off stump. All he had to do was clear that point region and did it ever so well. And this time he's hit that. We talk about precision. We talk about being cute. That was muscle straight down the ground. However, there was a fieldsman patrolling that, and he cuts it off.
Another milestone ticked over in this process. 103 for 1. 120 on cards.
He's showing his array of strokes here for Rose. He played an elegant shot through the offside, exquisitely timed. And he's also capable of... Oh, wow, what a shot that is. Hardly seemed to have hit it. And it just stands there as if he's done nothing. Flick of the wrist. Merely a flick of the wrist, but I'm amazed by the amount of power it generated. He's got some serious power in those wrists.
Full toss on the pads and great timing. Taking cue from Glenn Maxwell's batting.
Oh, he's gone again. He's gone straight. And that's gone right over the boundary for a 6. Feroz is turning it on in Doha, Qatar.
Again, the same mistake, looking for the Yorker. Full toss. Taken full toll on it. Smacking it downfield for a 6. Poor deliveries operating from round the wicket. First on the pad. Low full toss, then 2 full tosses resulting in 2 6s, 1 square, 1 straight down the ground.
2 more balls coming out the wind there. Are we in for another couple of maximums here?
Anticlimax, it's a wide.
And it's a no ball as well, so that obviously means we are in for a free hit, are we? Was it a no ball signal by the umpire? We'll have to wait and see. Not that it matters at this stage. Stars are going to give it everything they have anyways. It's a free hit actually, yes, so a bit of a license.
Under lights here in Qatar. This time he goes through the onside. And a hefty connection, but there is a protection there on the boundary, limiting the scoring to a single, not quite utilizing the opportunity of liberating himself with the luxury of free hit. And the batter cannot get out other than run out.
I think they've got the license to thrill now. Last 7 balls to go, and they will try to maximize the total, that's for sure, as he's coming into ball. Using his feeders, cleaned him up there. You miss, I hit. Finally one going through the batsman's, well, I wouldn't say defences, but an aggressive shot that the batsman played there, right through him.
Perishes for the cause of the team. Full delivery, trying to whack it through the onside, missing the line of the ball comprehensively and eventually getting out bowled.
I think he'd be quite happy with the way he's played though. 37 he scores of 27 deliveries, a decent strike rate, and he picked up the momentum particularly well in the last over, and now it's up to the next batsman to make sure they finish strong, they finish well.
And they're thinking about getting to 120 from that halfway juncture. They've been able to get there 117 for 2 with 1 over to go. Now should be thinking about getting to 130 and keeping the opposition totally out of the contest.
Yeah, I think that's more than a competitive total here. They'll be really happy with the way they've played with the Bat Stars. Having said that, we've got some monstrous hitters in the Pak Afghan team. What it does mean is that there could be a lot of entertainment later in the night tonight.
Under lights here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha, Qatar. The second day of the competition. QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022. Match number 4. And it's Stars after winning the toss and batting first. Looking like to put an imposing total on the board, 117 for 2. Last over to be bowled in the first innings.
Also coming up, and he tries to hit that ball out of the ground, somewhere in the middle of Doha, somewhere. Not quite getting the connection, not quite getting the timing. Goes straight through to the keeper, so a dot ball worth gold at this stage.
Went for 20 in his first over, Nasir. Looking for redemption. Here he goes again, bowling to right and better. This time trying to time the ball well. It's been timed well, but straight to the fielder.
Yeah, I like the way he's been playing on merit. Feroz has got 40 of 21 deliveries. An impact knock here. Just making sure that he gets his team to that 120 mark and beyond. From what it looks like, it's good from the Pak Afghan's perspective now that there's a new batsman on strike. He has to go from the word go. Not easy under any circumstances.
Only 2 men on the onside, on the boundary. This time gets the edge with fieldsman up in there. Third man in position there on the boundary as well, so he would curtail the ball from getting to the boundary. The score restricted to a single.
Well, they want Feroz back on strike. He's got 4 deliveries left in this over, and I'm sure he'll be eyeing his 50. Thoroughly deserves to get there as well with the way he's played. He's played shots all around the wicket. In comes Nasir. This time he's played it all along the carpet. A good-looking stroke, was timed well, but it went straight to the fielder, and a needless overthrow at this stage of the game. That's the least thing they can afford at this stage. Pak Afghans, they're bowled poorly, and now they're leaking runs in the field as well.
Well, only the Ahmad on 1. Firouz on 43 of 23. He's got the strike. Stroked away, straight down the ground. A glorious shot from Firouz to get to 49.
Well, a monstrous shot once again. Just what the doctor ordered at this stage. Once again, using his feet, extension of the arms, bringing those big levers into the play, and earning his team yet another 6. That's one of quite a few that we've had this evening from Stars 11.
He's in 49. He waits for the next ball. This time he flicks the ball away through the onside. He's going to take a single. Will he come back for the second, or is it going to go to the boundary? It's gone for 4, and it's a half century for Firouz.
Well, bow down to Feroz. You've played an absolutely magnificent knock here, just when his team needed it. A knock that comprised of all types of shots. He's driven the ball, he's hit massive 6s, he's cut it, he's played the drive, he's come out there with a 360-degree approach, and he's certainly been able to flex all his muscles tonight. And that obviously means that Stars 11 have reached the highest total of this tournament, and it will take some getting, I think, Devinder.
Yeah, a mammoth target, 132 to win, 131 for 2 in the 10 overs, 25 extras, but contribution coming in from the blade of Qasim, getting 15 early on, providing the team up to a flying start, 37 from Kumar. Gopi, 37 of just 27, and then continuing to carry on with that momentum, posting 131 for 2. Bowlers suffered big time, especially from the blade of Feroz, who scored the first half century of the tournament, 53 of just 25 deliveries.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that bowling card. Nasir Hazrat Manan giving away 34, really expensive. You can't really afford that, even in this format of the game. And the most economical bowler there was Nasir Ahmed, 2 overs for 13. Saved a bit of face for Pak Afghan in this game. The rest of the bowlers all going above 10, with Aziz Afridi going at an economy rate of 13, Salim Gul economy rate of 11.50, and Shoaib Khan joining in Salim Gul at the same economy rate. So not much to write home about as far as that bowling card is concerned.
But don't write the Afghans off. Contribution from Firoz, 53 of 25 innings. That's set a mammoth target, 132 to win for the team. Pak Afghan, when they come out to bat, they got some exciting batters in their unit, powerful batters at the top of the order. Will they be able to overall this target or not? We'll see in about 10 minutes time in the second innings when the chase.
I know, Devinder, you're a keen follower of Afghan cricket, and you commentate quite a lot when they play. So I'm sure you're aware of the kind of attitude these guys present. Obviously, they will go out there with nothing to lose, will give it everything they have. So that obviously means there is a lot in it for us to look forward to. So don't go anywhere. We'll have the innings break coming up. And once you come back, you'll be joined by Mikhail and Chandar.
Welcome back to our live broadcast coverage. We're coming to you live from the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, match number 4 of Ooredoo presents QCA Ramadan T10, powered by Elite Sports, and Pak Afghan have their task cut out. They need to get to 133 if they have to register their first points on the table. Giving me company in the com box, Raza Anjum. Raza, what a task ahead for the Afghans.
Oh, Michael, certainly they've got their work cut out, as you said, but they've got the firepower. They've got the batting lineup. If anyone, I would bet, to chase this title total down in this tournament, it would be Pak Afghans. And the first ball is squatted that away to the short mid-wicket. No runs scored.
That should have been Zaman and Khalid opening the innings here for Pak Afghan. As you mentioned, they have the firepower. Short fine leg in place, a very unorthodox slip, maybe a short gully in position. Oh, he's going for glory over here. Intentions very clear. They'll swing at practically everything coming their way. And may I add, when a left arm pacer is coming at that angle, it becomes all that more difficult to play towards the mid-wicket region.
Yeah, absolutely classic left arm there, Nikhil, and slower in pace as well. And as we have noticed throughout this night here, as we see a good crowd building up, slower in pace is what makes you save the day. And once again, another slower delivery, beating the batsman, all runs up.
And he's flighting it as well. I don't know what to really term that as. Good sizable turnout today. It's a holiday out here in Doha. Wonderful breeze blowing across the ground. This part of the world, they certainly love their cricket, and a lot of family and friends supporting their players as well in the middle.
Absolutely great crowd in, and as Jamon continues his slow medium bowling, that's gone high up in the air, and that catch has been comfortably taken. Well, a great technique shown there for a change by the fielder. He got underneath that one, kept his eyes on the ball till the very last moment. And then we'll have to see what kind of a technique he used. Yeah, the Australian technique to catch it, but he was always in control.
It doesn't really matter as far as you've pouched it, of course, but in the end, you must say that the Star CC team are looking very good. Kosar has to walk back without scoring. The draw, early blood over here. And this is a very fine start by Star CC. They got to 132 with the bat, and now in the very first over, they strike as well. Salim makes his way to the middle. Both the batters still to get off the mark. And the team score also at this point in time is reading 0. That's where the problem is. 0 for 1. And you know, it is not just a Herculean task, but they're playing catch-up from ball 1.
They're looking like a good unit here, our Star CC. Seem to have done their homework, not giving any pace. And once again, a mistimed stroke. It doesn't really have the legs on it to go for a boundary, so it will only be a single. 5 balls in this over. Each and every one of them has been a slower ball. Yeah, absolutely, Mikhail. They've been fielding like little dynamites. These guys, they're shouting, chirping around, lots of noise, putting pressure on the Pak Afghan batsmen, and as a result, they've started off really well with just one of the first over. Pak Afghan are 1 for 1 after 1. It's a bit of a Nelson.
1-1-1 in the most unconventional manner, but accepted truly. Pak Afghan very early in their innings realize that they have no time to settle, no time to rebuild, and only time to attack. As I mentioned some time back, when you're chasing a steep target like 133, there's no such thing as approach or plan. It's just one way.
Absolutely. I think they'll have to go after each and every delivery from this point onwards.
Abdul Hutta to bowl the second over.
I think it will also come down to how... Sorry, we'll come back to that after this ball. Once again, trying to hit that across the line, beaten all ends up. Yeah, I was talking about how it might possibly impact the net run rate a bit later on the game. So Afghan has to keep an eye on that. Make sure they get as close to that total as possible, as it will impact their qualification for the next round.
Once again, swing and a miss, exposing his 3 stumps, and he's been dismissed. So Khalid also goes back in the second over. He had exposed all his 3 stumps, eyeing the mid-wicket region. You miss, I hit, and what a strike this time by Hutta.
There is no better sound for a bowler than hearing the furniture being disturbed, and that's exactly what the bowler heard on that occasion. Pleasure to the soul of a bowler. Sound of the stumps.
And look at that animated discussion in the dugout. At this point in time, the tails may be up, but they don't want to get complacent. Khalid goes for 1 in 3. Both the openers in the dugout. Hardly any runs on the board. And at the moment, it's just one-way traffic. And it's only Star CC calling the shots. Israr, new man in. And what we've seen... Raza, is that nobody has been able to get there with any kind of a sizable total to their personal score in the process. Yes, the score is 1 for 2 at the moment, but every time a batter has walked in, he's walked out with just 0 or 1 to his credit.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Yeah, I think, Mikhail, you're absolutely right there. It's important that you get a few sighters, but obviously Afghan haven't really got that time. And then that occasion, a bit of French cricket, a welcome boundary there for Afghans. Inside edge, far from conventional, but they would welcome those runs.
French cricket in Doha, quite a contrast there, but they'll take all those 4 runs. Very lucky, could have easily dragged onto the stumps as well. Lucky runs, bonanza, bonus runs, call it anything. But the fact is they get their first boundary of the evening, Afghan, in the most unconvincing manner.
In comes Abdul Hutta for his next delivery, and it was a bit short, and cramping him for room. Well, with that kind of a technique, I think he's not going to go anywhere. Trying to make room for himself and looking for that ball to be pitched outside the off stump. But Abdul Hutta probably saw him going early and then cramping him for room, tying him down, and a dot ball. I think that's really good piece of bowling. And this time outside the off stump, a hint of movement after the ball pitched, some more seam than swing, but yet another dot ball, Mikhail. The pressure builds.
Well, dot balls will just serve as mounting pressure. I'll tell you what, when you're chasing 133, this is not going to get easy with 2 wickets already down. Nicely bowled once again, just like the way he's coming into the right-handed batter, cramping him for room, extracting bounce as well off the surface. Now this is very hostile bowling. 2 overs completed, 6 on the board, 2 in the dugout, 126 to get in 48 deliveries. Let me tell you, this is next to impossible. Mission impossible at the moment.
Mission impossible, Mikhail. I think the next best thing that the Afghan Park team can think about at this stage is to make sure that they save their face and get to a total which would save them from falling too far behind on the run rate.
Yes, wonderful to be commentating here in Doha, Qatar for the Ooredoo Presents QCA Ramadan T10 powered by Elite Sports. Yours truly alongside Raza Anjum. Wonderful to be talking cricket here.
It's an absolute pleasure, Mikhail, to be here alongside you with all your wealth of experience. And this time, Isram has gone right over the extra cover and a boundary at least. He was pitched wide outside that off stump, and he had the opportunity to free his arm. All he had to do was clear the inner ring, and that ball fairly raced away for 4. You get value for your money if you play your shots.
Yes, crease occupation is important, but in the T10 format, how much of time would you give to crease occupation? That's because that crease occupation needs to turn to run scoring as well. Oh, this was Yumis Hyde once again, a typical left-armer's delivery. I'll tell you what, he curved that got the shape into the right-handed batter, and through the gates got him dismissed. German is living a dream at the moment.
Excellent comeback there by the bowler. He's just been hit for a 4, but he kept his head there and bowling it a bit slower, asking the batsman to generate all the power there. But the batsman was a bit too early, and as a process, he's going to go back to the hut, losing his wicket. Isram is scored 9 of 6 deliveries.
It's a procession in the middle at the moment, at least for the batting side. 3 wickets have fallen in quick succession. 10 for 3, chasing 133. A run rate of 4.29. The problems are there for everybody to see, and the dugout of Pak Afghan will be one with concern and worry at the moment. Because what's it going to do as well? It's going to hurt the net run rate as well, as you mentioned sometime back, Raza. In a tournament like this, where there are quite a few league matches in the round-robin format, you'd ideally want to remain on the top 2, and the net run rate will come into play as well. So you don't want to really capitulate and surrender in such moments. Even if they bat out the 10 overs, it'll help their cause.
Absolutely. I think that's what we were mentioning earlier. It's really important that they play out these 10 overs, get as close to the target as possible. It's a bit ambitious to try and hunt down this score at this stage, unless there's a miracle. Well, cricket is sometimes a game of luck, though, so you can't completely write off a side, and they can always make a comeback. But you've got to look at it more realistically as well. And this time, a one-handed shot there, earning him a couple.
The FIFA World Cup is approaching for sure. Some for inspiration over there, putting his foot at just the right time. Just need to check if he had some connection with the rope at the other end while doing it. But a good effort by the fielder in the deep. At the right time, bring the foot inside. Touch and go situation over there.
I think that was a 4, Mikhail. He was lucky to get away with that. And this time, I think he has gotten hold of it. Has he? No, straight down the fielder's throat. And Pak Afghan lose their 4th wicket. And this is turning out to be a collapse of epic proportions.
Very good catch by Sifan in the deep. He was so confident taking that catch. Made it look very easy in the end. You've got to bring in all the style and substance sometimes when you're taking catches like that. Another wicket falls, almost half the side in the dugout here for Pak Afghan. Aziz departs, trying to accelerate, trying to find the big hits. He walks back 2 for 2 in 2. Problems galore here for Pak Afghan at the moment. They've just not been able to find that sublime touch in the middle. And at the moment, it looks like Star CC are going to start tonight in this fixture between the two. In the 3rd over, 13 for 4.
It's been a real hiding so far, Mikhail. This is an abominable looking scorecard, 13 for 4. And the 3rd over in progress. Somebody has to step forward, put their hand up, and save a bit of face for Pak Afghans. They are a good side, mind you. It hasn't quite been their night tonight.
hasn't been their night at all. And that scorecard of theirs pretty much sums up their struggles in the middle. 13 for 4. Gives the charge this time, plays it over the cover region, one bounce into the ropes. Great improvisation, trying to make use of the power play. Still a delivery left as the restrictions are in place. But this was counter-attack and something against the run of play. Gave the charge, picked it on the full, and just played it over covers.
That was such a nice shot. Bringing his arms into play there, just stepping towards the bowler, full toss, and lifting it over the extra cover fielder for a boundary.
Slow delivery, just brushing the pads on the way to the wicketkeeper. You've got to use your mind in this format. It's not about bowling bouncers, but you have to use your mind, not just the shoulder and the back. 4 overs, beg your pardon, 3 overs gone, 17 for 4. Title sponsors Ooredoo. Well, this entire league is presented by Ooredoo, and we really appreciate their patronage as well and their support. This is the QCA Ramadan T10 presented by Ooredoo and powered by Elite Sport, and what a spectacle it's been right from day one.
Oh, absolutely, and we've seen the crowds grow as this tournament is progressing, which is a great sign for Qatar cricket. It's a great opportunity, as you said, for some of these players who play domestically. They don't quite get to play in the kind of facilities they're in. We'll get back to that after this ball. Once again, cramping in for room. We'll go through for a single. So just talking about the kind of grounds and facilities some of these players get to play, they are not as good, nowhere near as good as the standard of this one. So I'm sure they're all looking forward to it, and I'm sure they all appreciate being in this kind of an environment. This will obviously provide them with a lot of motivation going forward. They can see careers coming out of this. So a bit short played away to the third man region, coming back for the 2. Yes, limelight is so important, Mikhail, for any cricketer playing at any stage. I mean, most cricketers here are weekend players, and they don't really get to do any practice during the week. They just go out there and play Friday weekend games. But something like this, you know, if I were in their shoes, I would be thinking, right, you know, there is an opportunity for me, and there is something I can do in the future for this country.
Short and wide once again, this time way too outside that danger line as well. Coming back to your point, as you rightly mentioned, great platform, the spotlight is on them, it's being televised, and no better incentive for a cricketer to feel vindicated of all the hard work he's done over the years to just find rich rewards while playing professional cricket as they climb the echelons of cricket. Nicely played towards mid-wicket, looking for the second run. Very good running. Oh, a direct hit, and that would have been curtained as well. Just fell the batter. Salim was a little slow to get back, took it rather easy. And that throw was a gun throw, let me tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a good test of skills as well, Mikhail, for some of these cricketers. It's a completely different ball game when the spotlight is on you. It's being televised around the world. It becomes all of a sudden a game of pressure, a game of nerves, and it's just on ability. On that occasion, though, it's a game of skill. Salim once again showing his class, making a bit of room for himself. There was width on offer there, and all he had to do was bring out his scissors and cut it through point.
Oh yes, the problem here with the bowler was that he was flirting with that line and length in the last few deliveries as well, and this time Salim was pretty sure about the length and picked it up very early and just played it over the backward point region. So something to cheer about here for the dugout of Park Afghan. Nowhere close to getting to that target at the moment. Oh, just a little bit of a slip up there.
Could have been dangerous there. Those slip-ups sometimes result in twisting of ankles.
Just wonder what the umpire was trying to signal. Just trying to tell and remind the fielder at slip that he's getting a little too straight for comfort there. And he needs to get a little bit more squarer. Was very fine. Oh, that's picked up beautifully over the bowler's head, but that won't travel to the boundary line. They'll quickly run the second one for the throw.
Yeah, I like this boy's technique. He's uncomplicated in his stance, stays quite balanced, sidearm, simple but mighty effective. Another slower ball, and he plays it away down to the third man region for a single. Conventional in style, Salim scores loads of runs in the domestic circuit, and he's gotten off to a good start. So maybe on an individual level, this is an opportunity for him to spark and score a few runs to get into the right kind of motion and have the right kind of confidence for the upcoming games. It's 30 for 4. So the idea of chasing down that total of 134 is a bit far-fetched, a bit ambitious. As we look at that scorecard, Salim Gul, the pick of the batsman so far, is batting on 15. Nothing much to talk about or write home about. The top two not getting into the double figures. Nobody getting into the double figures apart from Salim Gul. As we see, I think there will be some spin as Ahmed comes into ball. As we saw in Pak Afghan's innings, there were no spinners in operation at all, so maybe a question mark over the combination of their lineup as well.
Oh yes, and I'm really interested in seeing how spinners operate on the surface. Did see a few spinners coming in last evening, getting turned, but once again, they rely more on the medium, gentle medium paces. That's been the tactic employed by most teams. Ahmed to bowl his first delivery, digging it short, hurrying the batter. They look for the second. They should. It should be easy as well. A small little misfield, and they'll complete 2.
Well, maybe we're too fond of spinners there. I thought he was a spinner, Mikhail, but another medium pacer in operation. Not the kind of game you would have hoped to see. It was expected to be an absolute blockbuster, this one being the second game of the night. It hasn't really lived up to our expectations, but you never know. Salim is still out there, striking the ball nicely. He's hit some good fours. So, yeah, on an individual level, there's still some hope.
Another short delivery, this time played towards the cow corner region. One for the shot and one for the throw. This could be close if it's on the stumps. Not really. The running has been good, but the big hits have been eluding the Pak Afghan side right from the very first over. Hardly any boundaries to their credit this evening.
Yeah, that required run rate of 17.29 runs per over is a steep task from this point onwards, and a bit ambitious, I would say, at this stage.
The equation, 98 needed in 34 deliveries. Raza, are you ready to pad up in a situation like this?
Only if you're ready to partner me, mate.
35 for 4, and at the moment the partnership all depends on Nasir and Salim. Salim is looking good, but Nasir is still to get off the mark. Salim 20 of 11, off strike at the moment. Goes big this time. Has he got the distance on this? Not really. Drops short of the fielder at mid-wicket. That's been the problem today. Oh, it's a poor throw. In fact, very poor backing by the wicket keeper and the fielder as well. They need to be more alert, and this is where you need to really tighten things. You can't let things off the hook. Yes, you're ahead at the moment in the game, but you have to ensure that you keep things tight in the middle.
For one, Stars seem to have dropped their guard and probably gone behind the moon on that occasion. Mikhail?
Yeah, I think so. I think the ball has been a bit high. He should have gone a bit lower. But I think he has got the distance on this. Not really. Drops short of the fielder at mid-wicket. That's been the problem today.
on a starless night, as you mentioned earlier. They've starred throughout the game. Otherwise, in comes Ahmed. Oh, that's a nice chip, a nice looking shot there, but it goes straight to the deep square leg. But the intention was right. He was waiting on that ball, and I like the way he played it late. Just a subtle twist of the wrists at the last second. Only a single. Did deserve more, though, in my opinion.
Playing late, but at the moment things really getting delayed for them in terms of getting to the target of theirs. Oh, that's a tossed up delivery, and that's been picked up handsomely and hammered into the stands. That's power. That's sheer power by the batter in the middle. It was in the slot, and more often than not, when it's in the slot, it deserves to be creamed into the stands.
I think it was a good old-fashioned hoik, Mikhail. It was in the slot all right, but you wouldn't call that the most copybook stroke in cricket, but it's all effective. So as we move on to the 6th over, let's welcome Mr. Devinder and Chanda for the next phase of this innings.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you very much. 5 for 4. Top of the collapse and then some sort of recovery, but way too far behind the target.
Absolutely, Devinder. This has been a very good bowling effort. They are never into the game. The Pak Afghan CC 45 for the loss of 4 wickets. They've already conceded lots of runs in their bowling innings. Now they are unable to score the runs. 9 is the current run rate, and they require 17.4. This is Ooredoo presents the T10 Ramadan cricket tournament organized by QCA, the Qatar Cricket Association, here in Asian Town Cricket Stadium, Doha. Alongside me is Devinder, my colleague.
Azharuddin left arm over the stumps, and he's beaten. Looking to whack the ball through the onside. Salim, who's been batting well, 21 of 12. It's that did not get the team off to a flying start that is troubling them big time.
They lost too many wickets in the power play. They lost too many bunch of wickets at crucial times, and that is why they are at this stage right now. Azharuddin with the next ball has been played straight to the fielder. A catch dropped. That was a brilliant chance there, and batsman closing 2 runs. It was a catch to be taken at this stage, at this level of the cricket. You need to take those catches. As I always say, you are being watched. This is a domestic T10 tournament organized to showcase the skills of these young talented boys.
Azharuddin left arm over the stumps to left-handed batter. This time he gets short ball and looking to whack the ball through the offside. Not quite getting the timing right. They're still managing to eke out a single.
47 for the loss of 4 wickets, 5.2 overs. Rather, this makes it 5.3 overs.
Pressure of expectation resulting in wickets at the top of the order when you chase something like 130 in 10 overs. There was the additional pressure of utilizing the first 3 overs to get those boundaries away, and that's where they lost too many wickets. And
absolutely, the bowling has been spot on. The bowling has been so spot on. The lengths, the line, everything was very good. They didn't give them any room whatsoever.
Hammered down the ground. Will be picked by the fielder on the boundary.
So coming back to the power play, when they started, they could not convert any balls to boundaries, which was very much required that time. And even the singles and doubles were not scored. They just went on to lose wickets, which put pressure on Afghan team. This time, coming down the track, batsman Salim not able to hit it well. Less bat on the ball, just for a single though.
Well, they played too many shots at the top of the order when 50 up, 50 for 4, too many shots up early. They could have taken a little bit more time. Could have thought about different shot options.
Absolutely. This one has been given to the keeper. What a brilliant ball that was. That ends the 6th over, and we are at 50 for the loss of 4 wickets. Decent crowd coming in today. The bowling has been spot on. This being a Friday, a day off for workers, the day off for expats, day off for everybody here in Doha. People have come in good numbers. 8.33 is the current run rate. 20.5 is what they require. This is an uphill task going forward. Just 4 overs remaining. Devinder, what do you say?
But still, it's been great entertainment for the spectators coming on the ground, under lights, watching cricket. They have the cricket connection, the childhood cricket memories, and looking to see, cricket happening in front of their eyes. Might have brought some memories back for the spectators as well.
Oh yes, and Stars tonight, they have been very good with the bat, with the ball, with the field as well. Taken some good catches, couple of catches were dropped though. But overall, a wonderful effort there by the fielding side right now. After their good batting effort. The fielding changes happening there, Devinder?
There are 2 men behind the square, man at the almost at a flying leg slip and man at the fine leg on the boundary.
That's very well bowled onto the pads. No room for the batsman. He wanted to steer that ball towards the point area, but the pace couldn't manage. Single taken though. This right-left combination always confuses the fielding side because they need to change their fielding spots.
So flying slip and man at the fine leg up in the circle. Square leg is there on the boundary, on the onside, as he rushes into bowl from the Ooredoo end. This time going for the big booming shot, but he's beaten again.
No glory whatsoever there for the batsmen. They have been trying hard. They have tried to manufacture some shots, but they were all in vain.
He's hitting the deck, getting the ball to bounce and also move off the surface as well. Challenging the batsman's ability to produce shots under pressure to deliver. Comes down the pitch this time and gets some part of the bat or not. He's going to walk through for a single.
That was a good bouncer. That's by runs. Nothing on the ball there. By signal by the umpire. As I was saying, they tried to manufacture lots of shots in the power play as well, Devinder, but they couldn't actually capitalize on anything.
Should be thinking about getting to at least 90 from this juncture in the innings. That would be some kind of recovery. Otherwise, losing by a big margin will be a big loss for the team for the progression in the semi-final stage.
Absolutely, I have been saying that as well. If you don't win the match, come closer to the match. A net run rate at one stage will take charge. So that's where you might have a fair chance to come to the knockout stages. This one has been bowled onto the pads, drifted towards the leg side area. The flying leg slip comes into play. Leg by signaled by the umpire. Single taken. 53 for the loss of 4 wickets now.
But an excellent effort in the batting department first after winning the toss for the team Stars, and then bowlers complimenting. So it's been a brilliant display with bat and bowl for the team Stars CC.
Well, you already have a pressure of chasing 132. This one has been flicked. There was flick of the wrists and nothing more. Was a catch, but fell short of the fielder in that deep square leg area for a single.
So the batting was superb in the first innings, and then response with the ball as well. 3 for 12, setting the tone of the innings. Jomon George taking 3 wickets for 12, breaking the backbone of the Pak Afghan unit. The top order with the potential of changing the course of the game, dismissed early inside first 3 or 4 overs. Then Abdul also contributing 1 for 17 in 2 overs. Otherwise, economical bowling. Look at within this conceding 1 run in single over and 5 in single over for Azharuddin, a left-arm seamer.
Although this has been a partnership since the fall of the last wicket that fell on 13, this has been a good partnership since then, but we needed to see some big shots when they could come closer to the target. 132, the pressure was already on when they came to bat. This has been a good partnership. As I said, 41 runs of 26 balls, but they needed more, much more than this.
Needed that Philip at the top of the order. That's where the failure, top order failure, not helping to the cause of the team. 41 of 26. It's a very good partnership, but it is not going to win the game for the side.
Absolutely, they still need a lot of runs to score. We're talking about 26 runs per over. They need 73, 78 of last 3 overs, which is unlikely to happen from here on. And we have something unusual from Stars. A spin attack has been introduced from the industrial area, and this is Khalid, who will be bowling his first over.
The pace is bowled exceedingly well. Different bowlers used with the left arm seamer, right arm seamer, those who hitting the deck and getting the ball to bounce, those who pitch the ball up and look to get movement. They've been successful. Will Khalid get some purchase from this surface? With opposition down and almost out, 54 for 4 in 7 overs.
So, second day coming to an end. After these 3 overs, we have not seen any team chasing a score whatsoever was put on the board in the first innings. This is
2 men on the boundary, square-legged men at the long on position on the onside. Normally you see plenty of fielders there through the onside. So he's got the man at the flying slip as well.
actually they're already safe. The Stars are safe, so that's why the captain is taking his chances. This is a wide outside the off stump. That's why all the fielders are on the offside, because he's bowling everything offside. This one has gone up in the air. Fielder coming onto it. The bowler himself takes a simple catch. One more wicket goes down. This is 55 for 5 now.
Yeah, tennis ball bounce once again. Leg spin is always exciting. And they land the ball in the right area, getting the ball to bounce and hence resulting in toppage, and was taken safely by the bowler on his follow through. So another wicket down.
The strategy goes well for Stars. They are on top of the world right now. Nasir goes for 11. Not enough for his team. And another wicket goes down for the Pak Afghan Cricket Club. We're talking about 55 for 5 after 7.1 overs. They require 27.18 per over here on to get to that total, which is not going to happen.
But can they entertain the crowd coming in good number on this fantastic Friday evening here at Asian Town Cricket Stadium? They got Jakeem K, a new veteran. 30 matches, 742 runs and 3 wickets as well.
Well, yes, as you said, at least to have some entertainment for the crowd here on, because this is what Pak Afghan team is known for. At least they hit some big sixes, tried this ball as well, steered towards the backward point for a boundary, a much needed after a long time, a boundary coming for team Pak Afghan.
If it was not for chase, just waiting on the back foot and then guiding the ball into the gap. The outfield is absolutely fantastic. The ball travels quickly, zooms across the outfield and reaches boundary in no time.
This one was swept hard. No runs coming to that. A dot ball in this over. Khalid doing a good job, pretty well. That's bowled him. That's one more wicket from Khalid. This was tossed outside of the length. Batsman coming down the track, misses completely the line of the ball, and the ball going and kissing the stumps. Thank you very much.
Well, the fast bowlers were very impressive with the new ball, but spinners also contributing, taking 2 wickets from this over. Salim goes for well, made 29 of 22 deliveries. They needed better start at the top of the order. That's where they failed miserably, and hence they find themselves in a situation from where they can't win the game. 60 for 6.
Sirat is the new batsman who is walking
Have you seen these kind of numbers before?
a very, very unusual jersey. 4-4-4-4. God knows what does that mean. Probably he won a match hitting 4 consecutive boundaries. That's my guess, Devinder.
Yeah, I never seen 4 fours. Seen the 3 figure, not the 4 figures on the T-shirt. This time he punches the ball. Could be run out here.
There's an appeal. There's an appeal for a run out, but the umpire is unmoved. Well, this ball was played down to the extra cover region. Single taken.
61 for 6. Last ball of the 8th over. Can he take one more wicket? This time he's beaten, trying to hoik the ball through the onside. A lovely tossed-up delivery once again. An excellent over from the spinner. 8 overs gone at 61 for 6. So that's the comparison. The start was the key, not quite getting the start both sides in the first over. But after that, the gap is continuing to widen. They lost plenty of wickets in the first 3 or 4 overs, and from there they could never recover. No wonder there was a little bit of surge in scoring, trying to bridge that gap, but it once again, and the moment the spinners were introduced, the fast bowlers bowling well in combination, and hence continuing to widen.
It's not only about losing wickets, it's about scoring those crucial runs as well. When you have a stiff target in front of you, 132, they were not able to come to that run rate ever. Even in the power play, if they would have scored the runs and even lost the wickets, that would have compensated, but they were never in the game. And here we have Azharuddin bowling his second over.
They needed flying start and hitting for 10 consecutive overs. This time he rides the bounce and gets it over the top of the keeper away to the boundary, and it might travel all the way for 4. It might trickle into the boundary. Yes, it has. It's gone for 4.
That was a very tricky shot. He tried to heap it over the wicket keeper, and he does that. He was successful, an edge over the keeper's head for a 4. Much needed boundary there.
Tennis ball bounce. Once again, the kind of bounce that you experience when you travel New Zealand or South Africa. And he adjusted it to quite well. This could have been a better option. Plenty of batters getting out, playing the short ball through the onside, trying to play agriculture short uppercut could have been a better option. This time he works the ball through the offside. We'll have to wait for a signal from the umpire. It is a leg by.
The bowler was appealing for a leg before, but then umpire saying no. The ball was going down the leg side. One single was completed. Going to the tournament, what do you reckon? If teams win toss, will they be every time, because tomorrow we might change the strip, will they every time be batting first and putting a score on the board and defending it?
The thing is that they want to be comfortable with the scorecard, because the pressure, the additional pressure, they're not used to, and especially when you're playing in front of the spectators, and you have this extra pressure of maintaining the strike rate, and that's where the problem rises. And no wonder they're feeling quite comfortable setting the target where they can bat with a lot of liberty.
Azharuddin, this time one more miss. That should be a run out, and batsman going for a second run after that overthrow. Was hit, it hit the stumps. The ball hit the stumps, but umpire not convinced with a run out. So 2 runs added. Yes, exactly. You said it right, Devinder. You know, there's an extra pressure of playing in front of a crowd. There's an extra pressure in playing in a stadium under the lights. So everything matters. It's not only scoring runs or taking wickets or fielding the balls.
Most of the players play in Bahrain fields on the concrete pitches as well. So it's a different experience altogether, playing with a leather ball and also on an international venue.
Absolutely, we're coming closer to this game, and that's one more wicket. One more batsman bites the dust. Clean bowled him this time, Azharuddin. What a lovely ball. He wanted to put this ball towards the point area, but completely misses the line of the ball. That's bowled him.
Good, accurate bowling, attacking the stumps all the time. Also trying to play cheeky stroke through the offside, and made sure that kept the line of the ball within the stumps, and that's where he was successful. So another wicket goes down for Pak Afghan. Sirat goes for 5, bowled by Azharuddin.
This victory will mean a lot to Star Cricket Club because it will be a huge margin they will be winning this match with. They've already taken 7 wickets. 63 runs are still required, wherein Stars can restrict Afghans to a total of 70-75, probably 75-80 odd runs, and they will be topping their table for sure.
Amazing work with bat and bowl, and also in the spin department they could be tournament favorite. Looking at the way they batted today, continuing to sustain the momentum throughout the 10 overs. They started well, utilized the first 3 overs really well. The team Stars with bat in hand, and then they continued to score runs. They found good late surge as well to get to 130 odd, and that's where they almost won the game, but you could never write the Pak Afghan off because the kind of dangerous batters that they possess in their unit.
I think they were undone. This ball has been sent up in the air towards the backward point area for a boundary. Much needed one. At least they come closer to the target and have that run rate in control at the end of the league matches, wherein they will have to qualify for the knockouts.
The teams watching this, because the kind of bounce that batters experiencing, tennis ball bounce, the uppercut can be one of the most productive strokes, especially when they're targeted with barrage of short pitch deliveries, because we saw the batters got out, the Afghan batters, they all tried to play the pull shot, where they got a top edge and got out inside the circle because of that extra bounce. Most of the wickets fell to that tennis ball bounce.
Yes, absolutely. This is the quality that these Star Cricket Club bowlers possess. We are coming to the final over. Let's remind all the listeners, let's remind all the viewers that this is Ooredoo's T10 Ramadan Cup, which started yesterday and will go all the way to 22nd of April when the final will be played. This ball has been sent through to the extra cover area. This might be a boundary. Umpires will have to check. The fielder has done his effort, and it is a 4 signaled by the umpire. It's a 4.
Desperate effort to entertain the crowd there, just getting it wide of the fielder at the square position, and great commitment, but could not keep the ball inside the boundary rope. Was flicking the ball from outside. This time around, once again, runs here.
There was a flick towards the short third man, 1 run. And as we come closer to this game, the Afghan team, they will have to go back to their dashboard. They will have to go back to their tables and assess today's performances, both bowling and batting. This one has been sent to the keeper's gloves, beaten outside the off stump.
Also 2 matches scheduled for tomorrow as well, starting at 6:30 the first match. The second match starting at 8:30 in the evening, Qatar local times.
Yes, absolutely. We have tomorrow as well 2 matches. This one is a full toss, and this one is sent through the deep mid-wicket area over the boundary for a huge 6.
And trying to get as many runs as possible in the last over. Full toss and worked away quite efficiently for a 6.
Last 2 balls of this innings. This has been cut square of the wickets for a single only.
Yeah, 2 matches scheduled for tomorrow, starting at 6:30 local time. Nihal 11 taking on the team Legends CC, and match number 6. It's a Desert Warriors versus Masters CC. 2 matches for tomorrow.
Fahum Ashraf. This time the ball has been hit for a huge 6 down to mid-wicket area. Some runs, some scoring at the end of this innings, and that ends the match.
18 came of the final over. Some entertainment for the crowd. They got the potential. It was just because of miscalculation at the top of the order, a few airy-fairy shots at the beginning. Otherwise, they are a side with the potential to upset many teams in this competition. Stars CC winning by a comprehensive margin of 40 runs. Contribution from all the batters in the batting department, and bowlers chipped in with wickets as well. So barring the performance of Salim Gul, who scored 29 of 22, and some late surge from the blade of Jakim Khan and Shoaib Khan. Otherwise, no major contribution from Pak Afghan batting lineup, and no wonder they've been reduced to 91 for 7 in 10 overs. Excellent discipline in the bowling department. Just 11 extras.
The bowling was spot on. Jomon George there, 3 for 12 runs. That was some bowling. On top of the order, Abdul Hutta, 1 for 17, and late bowling Khalid Ahmed, 2 for 7 in his stipulated 1 over he only bowled. This was some bowling to take, some disciplined bowling. Only 11 extras given, and the team was bundled for 91 for 7. Stark CC winning this by comprehensive 40 runs and going on to the next stage of the match.
A starry performance from Star CC. That's the match summary in 10 overs, getting to 131 for 2. Plenty of extras conceded by Pak Afghan bowlers, 25. Firoz getting to his half-century, solitary half-century in the tournament so far on day number 2. And Gopak Kumar also getting 37 of 27 and 1 wicket for 23 for Soeb. And Aziz getting 1 wicket for 26 as well. In response, Pak Afghan CC managing only 91 for 7 with only 11 extras conceded. Salim getting 29 of 22. Otherwise, no major contribution to talk about. Jomon getting 3 wickets for 12. Who would be man of the match? It will be very entertaining to see, because there are plenty of options in the batting and bowling department. Mikhail Wasmani will be presenting the post-match presentation in a short while from now.
match number 4 of Ooredoo presents QCA Ramadan T10 powered by Elite Sports. It's been a great night that has had record Istanbul. Star CC ensured they got the highest runs in the tournament so far when they got to 131 for 2, and in the process as well about getting the first 50 of the tournament. It was a one-sided contest and they made cricket look very easy with a complete performance in the middle. Just the right time to call upon the captain of Afghan, Mangal, Shoaib, have a quick chat with him. Mangal, 131. क्या लगा था हाफ स्टेज पे जब आप लगा रहे थे?
जी हम एक्स्ट्रा कुछ ज़्यादा हुआ जिसकी वजह से हम कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाए। हमें लगा था कि हमें 70 और 80 के बीच में रोकने हैं, लेकिन एक्स्ट्रा की वजह से स्कोर कुछ ज़्यादा है।
कभी लगा कि आप मैच में इन हो क्योंकि मोस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द मैच लग रहा था कि आप कैचअप प्ले कर रहे थे इस पर्टिकुलर गेम में?
जी 7 ओवर तक हम सही जा रहे थे, बीच में एक ओवर जिसमें 3 छक्के लगे उससे थोड़ा मैच यानी आगे गया, और ओपनिंग में जो हमारी थी ओपनर पार्टनरशिप वो नहीं चल पाया, नहीं तो इंशाल्लाह एक साइड मैच नहीं होता था।
इस माहौल के बारे में बताइए, टेलीवाइज्ड एवरीथिंग न्यू ऑन अ कांसेप्ट एंड न्यू फॉर्मेट एज वेल।
बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा, क्राउड भी आया था, बहुत खुशी हुई यहाँ पे खेल के। इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट मैच में अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस करके
उम्मीद है आप अच्छा करेंगे। ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
शुक्रिया, थैंक यू।
Right, that was Mangal Shoaib, the captain of Pakistan. The right time to call upon the captain of Star CC, German George. German, you can wear a very wide smile. आपने बहुत अच्छा खेला। क्या बल्लेबाजी, क्या परफॉर्मेंस रही आपकी? Complete.
Our boys are playing very well.
What's the strength of your side? By far you played the best cricket so far in the tournament. Highest score by a team, 131. No team has done it, and a very strong bowling performance as well.
Especially our opening batsman Govan and Qasim, and our batsman Bayro. They played very well.
What's the feel like to play in something that is so new as a concept to Qatar cricket?
That's a very good thing. Even I already know the chance. You see, good chance for us.
Well, that was the captain of Star CC, German George. Thank you very much. Well, it's been a night that perfectly belonged to the Star CC side. There were stars for them that were performing, and it was a starry night as well. Quite a few creditable performances. Fairuz, of course, got to a 50, the first in the tournament. German George, the captain himself, got 3 wickets for 12 runs as well. And Gopi, the opening batter as well, got 37 and 27 deliveries with 6 fours and 1 6. But the unanimous choice for the Player of the Match award goes to one batter who ensured he single-handedly decimates the opposition. Well, no surprise is here for guessing, but before we call upon the man of the match, just the right time to call upon a guest of honor as well, who will be giving away the medallion, someone who's been serving Qatar cricket for the longest time, a very fine gentleman. May I call upon on stage Mr. Gul Khan from Qatar Cricket Association to give away the medallion for the Player of the Match. Good evening, sir. We thank you for your contribution and also gracefully accept your presence as well for this. Just the right time to call upon the Player of the Match, and it goes to, no prizes here for guessing, Fairuz for a 53 not out in 25 deliveries, 2 fours and 5 handsome sixes. What a towering performance it's been from his end. He made batting look very easy and powered Star CC to their first win in this tournament. Very well done. You can come for a quick chat here, Fairuz. Fairuz, the way you were hitting sixes, it looks like you were playing in a small little garden with kids playing around you.
Yeah, first of all, it's very important to play like a tournament like this. And also, it's very good. After all, today is our day. It's better.
I saw everybody was enjoying watching you bat, so did we from the com box as well. I'm sure you want to go back and look at the highlights.
Yeah, actually, the support was very much good as well. Inshallah, next match will be better than this. Yeah.
Is this your first time to play in front of camera under lights and in a situation and a playing format like this?
Yeah, as a leather ball, it's a first match for me after 2 years. Yeah, it's very very much good today.
We can understand the excitement. You can go and enjoy. You played absolutely well, Carlos. Keep up the great work. Carlos wonderful performance that he put out. 50 unbeaten rounds in 25 deliveries. There are 5 sixes and 2 fours. Well, we had a wonderful night of cricket, and we promise you much more tomorrow as well with a double header. And we look forward to your company as well for tonight. Though, we would like to thank you all for your company. See you tomorrow.